As an artist, we want to make sure that we know how to set up a recording session, because that's really, really important. Your workflow is super important. When you come in to record, you want to make sure that you have a good workflow so that it doesn't take away your creativity when you're recording your music. I just purchased Studio One Pro 7. Highly recommend Studio One. It's an amazing DAW. Again, you've seen me talk about Logic Pro X. Amazing DAW. Now we're working within Studio One Pro, and there's a few things that we want to make sure before we even start a new session that we have correct. So down here where it says Setup, I have a Scarlett 2i2 USB. For now, the Focusrite. I have it set at 44.1 for the rate and 128 samples. When you're recording, you want it low sample rate. So 128 or 64. That means there'll be hardly any latency when you're recording your music. Otherwise, if you put it at like 1024, which is like when you're doing your mixes and producing, then you're going to have a huge latency issue when you're trying to record. So make sure that you set this up correctly in any DAW. Doesn't matter which digital audio workstation you work within, you can set up the sample rate, and you can set up either, you're going to work at 44.1 or 48K, 96K. What we're going to do here is we're going to create a recording session template. I'm going to show you how I set it up. I'm sure there's people that do it a different way. I do it a certain way. I've done it my whole life this way. This is the way that I record music. This is the way that I love to record music. It helps me with the flow of recording music, so that when I'm in there creating my song, I might have like ideas pop into my head while I'm recording of like, oh man, I need to add this track, or I need to add this instrument or whatever. So I want to be prepared for that beforehand so that I can just do it on the fly and not have to try to sit down and, start over and try to add these tracks and then try to add all the settings to it. And it's so much easier to create a template. So that's what we're going to do today. So up here at the top left corner, we're going to click on New. Already I have a recording template already created, but we're going to go from scratch. So we're just going to say YouTube recording temp for template. Our sample rate's 44.1. Our resolution is 24-bit. The reason that we do 24-bit is so at the end, when we master our track, we're going to bounce it down to 16-bit, which is an MP3. So you want your resolution at 24 so you can get the most resolution out of your audio. So you can get the highest quality audio with the 44.1 sample rate. And then we're going to leave it on bars, and the length will be 5 minutes. Nothing else is really important here, and we're going to hit OK. What I'm here to do is show you how I set up my recording template so that when we set it up, every time that we start to record, all we have to do is open up the template, and we have all of our tracks already lined up, already named, everything's already in order, and we know exactly what we're going to do. We're going to pull a song in, and we're going to start recording immediately. So I'm going to show you some tricks to get you started. I'm going to give you a bonus tip at the end of this, which will really speed up your production and really speed up your workflow when you're recording. So stay tuned for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up here to the menu bar. We're going to click on Track, Add Tracks. Makes sense, right? On Add Tracks, we can add audio tracks, instrument tracks, automation tracks, and folders. And we can make different folders. But we're not going to go over these three. We're just going to stick within audio. First thing we're going to do is we're going to name our first track, which will be, let's see here. Let's do the chorus first. So we're going to name the chorus. And in a chorus, okay, you have the center vocal, then you have the left center vocal, then you have the right center vocal, then you have the ad-libs that are on the left-hand side, which are like the overdubs, which is like the end of each line. So you have the ads left, ads right. Then after that, you're going to add some ear candy. So we're up to about 6 tracks. But like I said before, we want to plan ahead in case we need to add more than 6 tracks. We don't want to just have to create a track on the fly. We already want to have it at our disposal. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 8. We're going to put 8 tracks in there. Now, when you see the 8 go on here, you see this open up right here, and this lights up, pack folder. What we're going to do is we're going to click pack folder. When you click pack folder, it's going to pack all 8 tracks inside a folder so you can keep organized a lot more. Our format's going to be mono because when you record, you want to record in mono. You want to record a center vocal straight down the middle. You don't want stereo tracks when you're recording because it's going to sound really, really wide, and you don't want a stereo field with a mono recording. You want it straight down the center. You don't want one left, one right. It's very, very hard to get a warm, thick vocal. We could add anything that we want here, but we're not going to go over that right now. We're not adding any kind of FX chains right now. We're going to click OK. On the left-hand side here, you can see that it's created us a pack folder. Every one of these tracks right now is named Chorus 1, Chorus 2, Chorus 3, Chorus 4, Chorus 5. When you send these tracks off to a mix engineer to get mixed, and you send them, it just says Chorus 1, Chorus 2, Chorus 3, Chorus 4. They have no idea what they're looking at. Until they get it in the session, until they listen to it track by track, they have no idea what they're listening to. So that takes longer for them to set up their mix session. It takes longer for them to mix it. Therefore, you're going to get charged more. So we want to set this up beforehand, before we send this to the mix engineers. So like I said, first one, we're going to do chorus and, whoops, can't spell tonight, chorus, and we're going to do center chorus. Then we're going to highlight that, and we're going to come down here, and we're going to paste, and we're going to do center, and then we're going to do left, and down here, we're going to do right, and I'm just going to finish these up real quick. We're going to do adds left, adds right. Then, like I said before, we're going to do ear candy, which is kind of like those oohs and ahs and hey, and anything in a chorus, you know, if you're doubling up a vocal and it has some kind of harmonies, that's going to be ear candy right there. And then these last two, we're going to name temp 1 and temp 2. And the reason that we're naming them temp is because we're not going to use them, so they're temporary. We might, at the end of our session, not need them, so we can just delete them. So you can delete any of the temp tracks that we make in this session, so that way they can be out of the way and it doesn't clutter up your session. We have chorus center, chorus left, chorus right, chorus adds left, chorus adds right, ear candy, temp 1, and temp 2. Then if you want to change this, which I always do, I always change it to a different color for chorus at least, is you click over here, right here to the left, you see this little blue box. You click on that blue box, and you can choose a different color. Let's choose this purple all the way to the right. That's a good color for chorus. It's going to stick out. And that way our WAV file, when we start recording, is going to be purple. So there, we have our chorus all set and ready to go. So if we were to come in here and we were ready to record and we started like saying, hey, we want to record right now. Let's record a song. As you can see, it's very simple and it's picking up everything I'm already saying. And now we're done. So now we have this. We can come down here. We could record another track right over that one. And as you see, everything is already lined up and ready to go. But we don't want to put any kind of recording in here because this is, again, a template that we're using. So we're going to delete these right now. And so now we have the chorus. So let's go back up here to track. Click on add tracks. And the next thing is bridge. We're going to do bridge. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to have another 8 count on the bridge because you also have to, well, actually, let me think about this. So we have bridge center, bridge left, bridge right, bridge adds left, bridge adds right, but we might want like 3 tracks for harmony on a bridge. So let's add another 3 to that, and then let's add the ear candy. So that's 9 tracks, and then 2 temp files. So that's 11 tracks. So let's do 11 for the bridge. We're going to pack folder. Let's change the color now to a lighter purplish pink. That'll work. All right. Now, what happened is when we made it, we didn't click up here, so the bridge did not go below it. It went inside of it. So all we're going to do is just drag this up and get it out of there, and then close that down and open this up. We're going to do the same exact thing. We're going to do bridge center, because you're going to have a center vocal down the middle. Then we're going to do bridge right, bridge left, bridge adds left, bridge adds right. Then we're going to do harmonies. So we're going to do harmonies center. I'm just going to copy that. Harmonies left. Harmonies right. Again, we'll do ear candy. And then we'll do our temps. Temp 1. Temp 2. And trust me, this is a time saver, because every time that you want to record a song, you have to set this up every single time. So making a template is very, very smart. All right, so we have the bridge and we have the chorus. What's next? Well, we need to do the verses. So let's change this to a lighter blue, and let's do Vox for vocals. We're going to do just, let's see, we're going to do center vocal, left center vocal, right center vocal, adds left, adds right. Then we're going to have some ear candy in there, and then 2 temps. So we're going to have 8 tracks. Pack the folder. We already changed the color. Click OK. Again, it went back into there, so we're going to leave that up there. We're going to close this. We're actually going to bring this down, because how I record is I record the bridge first, then I record the chorus, then I record the vox. That's how I do it. Now, you might have a different way of doing it. You might do the chorus first, then the vox, then the bridge, or you might do the vox first, then the chorus, then the bridge, or however way you do it, it doesn't matter. It's the way that you do it is your workflow. This is my workflow. This is how I do it. So again, rename this. Again, we're just same thing. You're going to see the same pattern here. We're going to do vox center, vox left, vox right, vox adds left, vox adds right, ear candy, which I never, I don't remember if I did it. I think I do. I think I put capital letters there. And then we're going to do our 2 temp files. Temp 1, temp 2. Okay. Now we have our vox. We have our color. We have our vocals. We have our chorus. We have our bridge. What's left? So in a song, usually in a hip-hop record, there's a little bit of talking in the beginning of the record and maybe a little bit of talking at the end of the record. So we need a talk track. So let's come back up here. Add track. Talk track. I always like to color this kind of a lighter green. We only need 1. Don't need a folder for that. Here's our talk track. Let's move this up. I don't know why it keeps doing that. I guess maybe that's a bug in Studio One that they should fix. But if you know, leave it in the comment section of maybe what I'm doing wrong when I start. I mean, I might be actually I might actually have like it highlighted here and then I make one, so that might be the reason why. But anyways, it didn't take that color. You see that? We changed it to green, it didn't do that. So now we're going to change that over there. So now we have a talk track. So this is your basic session right here for recording a song. And the last thing that you need to do for this setup anyways right here is you need to add one more track because we have to add the song track. So let's do song. And let's change the color to, let's see, this dark blue. And we'll hit there. Oh, now it worked because we were at the bottom of it, I guess. Okay. So we're going to bring this all the way up to the top because that's where we want our music. So then when we're recording over here, we're recording and we're going to record the bridge first. So we would open up this and then we would start to record bridge center. And we would pick our spot. We'd loop our spot right here. So you could just take this little pencil icon and you can make it, the length that you need to loop to. And then down here, you click on loop and that turns this on. So then when you play it, you could start recording. Actually, I'll show you a different one here. You can actually start recording and it will loop. So and it starts over. So very simple, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up another session that I already have this stuff set up in, and I'm going to show you what a finished product looks like. So let's close this down. I'm not going to save this because I already have a template, but what I do want to actually show you before I do that is I want to show you how to save this as a template because I think that's the most important thing here. So when you save this as a template, you're going to come up to File. You're going to Save as a Template. And we've already titled it YouTube Recording Template because this is just a test. And then you can add a subtitle to that, a description of what it is. You can change the icon if you have one. You click here. You can actually go into your file and choose a new icon if you have one. And then you click OK. And now we can close this down. And we don't need to save it because we were just building a template. So do you want to delete the files that were recorded and created? Do you want to delete them? Yes. We want to delete those. We don't need them. So now we're going to come up here again. We're going to click New. This time we're going to click on User because we've created a new template. And now down here you can see YouTube Recording Temp. Let's click that. Let's name New Song. We'll just name it New Song real quick. 70 BPM, 24 bit, 44.1 sample rate. Hit OK. And oh yeah, this was what we recorded. We don't need to even worry about that. That's what we recorded in the first template because I was just showing you how to record. And here you go. And if you don't want that loop on, you just resave it as your template to get that loop off there. Very simple. But yeah, your song's all ready to go. You're ready to record your bridge. You're ready to record your chorus, your vox, and your talk track. And it's that simple, guys.